Yeah, hi, you're on lockdown with Crimson V on Castle Blakk Radio, where metal lives. And today I am talking with Gravehuffer out of Joplin, Missouri. Hey, guys.
What's up? Howdy.
All right. So, so I guess it's been 2 years since I did the interview with Richie, exactly 2 years, because it was like August 27th.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, which is kind of crazy
to
to think that it's been that long.
Cool.
Yeah. So I guess a lot has kind of changed in the last 2 years. I guess that was right before Necro came out, about 6 months, I guess, before Necro came out.
Right.
And so you guys toured a lot with Necro and kind of then shortly after, I guess, y'all started looking for a drummer.
Right.
So that was kind of like the thing that, was going on right after that album came out. And have y'all found, I know you haven't found a drummer, but like, how have you kind of dealt with that situation?
Well, initially, was it you, Travis, that knew Luke?
Yeah,
I think it was.
And then Luke came and jammed with us with Smithworks too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I knew Luke, and I suggested him.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's where it got started. We asked Luke to see if he would jam with us, and like he did really well on his first practice. We didn't have to. We had to practice, a fair amount after that, but you could tell he was going to be able to do the job.
He picked stuff up really fast. He's a really good musician.
Yeah.
He is a really good musician.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. But yeah, he learned the song. He learned the set like in 5 weeks, and we didn't have to cancel any shows.
Wow.
Right.
That is a short.
So like, that was my first live show.
Oh yeah, it was like
and
May 1st
Luke's first show with us, so there was a lot of anxiety there.
Yeah.
Luke didn't seem to have any anxiety. I was nervous for me and for him.
So yeah, that was both your guys' first show.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was the Springfield show, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I remember I was there too. Yeah.
You didn't play a show with Jay?
We did the live stream.
Yeah, he did,
but not.
That was the only one?
But not in front of people.
Oh, okay.
Isn't that crazy? I didn't
realize
I never thought about it.
Yeah. So, and so you're already like, it doesn't seem possible, but you're already in the midst of putting out a new album.
Right. I know.
So, did you start working on that immediately after Necro came out?
Seemed like
yeah.
I mean, I think
we didn't like go hard on it, but yeah, we don't
was that
want to
recorded here? That was recorded here.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was the other house.
Yeah. Necro was there.
Yeah, there was a move.
Yeah, I moved over here.
Studio. There was
So
a
there was
studio
a little
move,
bit
so
of-
there was about 3 months of no activity of recording or anything. But we don't like to go too long because we like to, like we say, strike while the iron's hot. Like, because we keep having ideas, and so we might as well keep at least working on stuff, even if it's not seriously at the time. But our shows kind of started getting more time between them, so we finished up the album.
Anytime there's 2 or 3 weeks of time, we usually try to record something.
Right.
Like right now, we're starting to focus on since it takes so long to put vinyl out. Started focusing on doing some online releases. I think we're about done recording those.
Yeah.
So then we'll be recording the second batch of those pretty soon.
Yeah.
Like we're just.
And we have a secret weapon. We have a secret weapon because we have like professional level recording right here.
Yeah.
Right
in
on
the
home.
band.
Really?
Right here under this roof.
Like,
yeah.
So we can always be like trying to record and stuff. So
That's great. That's really great.
Convenient.
yeah.
So you kind of you live in the environment in which you record.
Yeah.
Okay.
Really, yeah.
But he doesn't shit where he eats.
I don't eat where I shit.
Yeah. Oh, that's worse.
Yeah.
So does that mess with you a little? Like if you have like, say, hey, it's your day off or you have nothing to do, but all of a sudden it starts creeping in. Is it something that kind of you can't necessarily get away from it because it's under your roof, or is it just something that you know how to manage it?
That's never really. I don't know. I never think like, oh, I have homework to do. It's just always there. It's been like that for a long time. So I guess I'm just used to it.
Yeah.
Having that access to that, you know. And then just people coming over, hey, let's do this and let's do that. It's work, but I like it. So it's not really work either. So
That's great.
Yeah, he messaged the group chat a week or two ago, I think, and he's like, "Man, I miss recording and mixing when I'm not doing it." You know? So
yeah, because we had just finished recording his guitar tracks.
Yeah.
And I was like, I think I was next, and I was just like, man, it's going to be another week. I have to wait till the weekend.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm like, I fucking hate waiting a week to record.
Yeah.
But now Earl's been coming over and we've been recording, so we've been busy, man. I don't see it stopping either.
I don't either.
We have lots of riffs coming. We probably have probably another half an album.
Oh yeah.
Close already. We just turned our last album in like a month ago.
Well, speaking of the last album, which is the one that hasn't come out yet, what are you allowed to talk about today about that?
I don't think we can reveal any titles.
Oh.
I think everything else is fair game. Well, no artwork, obviously, either. But
Really, we can say what the songs are about though.
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think that's fine. But yeah, no titles.
No titles, no artwork.
No artwork. Yeah.
Can we say it in Pig Latin?
Yeah, and that's the thing is it takes so long for vinyl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you
9
turn it in, they're
months
like, "Oh, we'll see you in 9 months," and you're like, "Fuck, we got
like
another
getting
album ready to go
World's
in
not
9
gonna be
months."
around in 9 months.
It's like birthing a baby, like a human baby.
Oh yeah,
You know?
from
Yeah.
0 to
Yeah.
surprise.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Gravehuffer babies.
We could use some baby merch. Baby.
We really do. Actually, kind of need some. You know, a lot of bands. I saw like a Mr. Bungle like onesie.
Man,
There's some adults that might buy those too.
Yeah, I know, right?
they call those rompers.
Oh,
They're rompers if you're, over 6 wearing them.
if you're over 6,
Dang.
is the bottom, the front half is yellow, and the back half is brown.
Camouflage.
Dang.
Just for accident's sake.
Oh my
I
god.
mean, I'm asking for a friend.
Yeah. Because those rompers don't have trap doors.
Yeah, no trap door. Okay, sorry.
Okay, no, that's that's always good. Okay, so we can't reveal any titles. Let's see. You kind of gone over what the subject matter is about as a whole. So it's kind of Dante's Inferno.
Yeah, it's the whole Divine Comedy, the Inferno, Purgatory, and Paradise.
Yep, that's the second side.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's 5 songs that precede that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so
And we kind of did that. We started working on Dante like pretty much.
yeah.
That was the first thing we tackled
Mhm.
because we were going to do a split. And we thought, well, let's record this. I'll take up one whole side of the record. It's 22 minutes long. But then once they were already ready to go, and we hadn't even started recording. And then once we started recording, we're like, it started kind of taking like its own. Once we realized that they weren't going to do the split, we're like, oh, well, now we have time.
Right.
So then we started trying all this wacky shit,
Mhm.
Genesis. We listened to a lot of Genesis and
Philip
fucking.
Glass.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to scare people away. It's nothing like that.
Still really heavy.
It's just
There's
that
a
kind
lot,
of influence. I mean, if you listen to our last few 7-inches, like the what's that?
Like Demon Face, Stalingrad's Cross.
Stalingrad's Cross.
That's
It's got
like
some weird sections in it where you're like, okay, you can tell where we were headed,
Right.
and we just, we took another step in that direction.
Right. I mean, even Necroeclosion was like starting to.
Yeah, it was there were some horns in there.
Yeah.
So we got
Keyboards. I
we got-
brought keyboards to
we made more friends, so now we got more access to other like cello,
Mhm.
all kinds of shit now. So
Yeah. Speaking of friends, I mean, in this area, it seems like there is so much talent in every direction.
Yeah, there's a lot of good bands.
And you probably have people just drop by that are highly talented too, that just,
yeah, I'm like, hey, can I get you on this? I'll let them hear it a few times. They're like, oh yeah. Yep, that's the beauty of like having it there at the ready.
Right.
yeah.
I don't have to call the studio and go, "You come book some time."
Yeah.
They just come over. Like, what should I bring? I go, bring whatever.
Right. Yeah, like Doug, when he did some horns, he did the horns on Causes and Mad Wolf. He also and Disco. He did horns on the Dante thing. And he brought a whole bunch of stuff, like two.
Yeah, the Paradise part and the beginning, didn't he?
Yeah, the beginning.
And then our friend Tony did a lot of. He's a guitar player, but he does a lot of orchestrations and stuff. He writes soundtracks, and so we had him help us at the end because it was Paradise. We're like, how are we going to write about heaven?
That was the most challenging part of it.
Because we're like, should it be heavy? Should it be tricky? Should it be
like melodic?
We couldn't figure out what it was going to be.
I wanted it to sound like Amy Grant.
We couldn't figure out, like, when we're looking ahead, we're like, I don't know what that is going to happen there.
Right.
And so we just did the first part, and then we started working on the second part, and then we just started messing with the second part. And I think he had this riff that you wouldn't think that we would use, right?
That's Paradise?
Yeah, I love that. Yeah. It's like,
but I had just got my 5-string bass from Solar right then, and the bass part I put on it, we were like, okay, that's the direction.
Yeah.
Because he was like, man, I was like, we got to do that. I was like, okay. So we just started going in that direction. But Tommy, when he heard it, because we're kind of nervous about it, we thought,
oh yeah,
are people going to go like, are they turning progressive now? Or, had all these doubts. We're starting to doubt ourselves. Like, should we really push the envelope and just to make ourselves happy and be like, look, this is what we want to try and see if it works. Yeah, we like it. And Tommy, when he heard it, he goes, I feel like I just watched a death metal movie.
Right, yeah.
It's like, it took me on a journey, man.
Yeah,
it's like,
that's exactly what we're going for.
But he goes, you're probably going to lose a few fans. He goes, but you'll probably make a bunch more. Yeah. So we don't know. We're still kind of worried about it.
And the other half of the album's still brutal.
Oh, yeah, the other side. So then that's when we were like, okay, we're not going to do the split. So we're like, so these other 5 songs got to be ass kicking.
Right.
So that no one can say, you guys sold out.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And like one of our fastest songs, it was as fast as a fucking drum machine would go, 250.
Yeah, it was like 250. Yeah, I don't think
that's what we used to play to. And it's like, he's like over there trying to play it. And he's like, dude, I think it needs to be at 200. And I'm like, 250.
Yeah, both Mike and Josh like 250, man.
So finally,
I was like, I want to play it this way. But
he got it down. And then when it was my turn to track bass,
oh yeah,
it was like,
go.
And I was like, God damn! He's like, I told you, man. I fucking told you, dude. I'm like, dude, I can barely play this song.
Oh yeah, yeah. So
but that's what made it fun, you know. And the guy that did the drums, he said, man, it took me all day to track that fucking song.
Oh yeah,
because he's just blast beating the whole freaking way.
Yeah, it's like
he's like, what was the fucking tempo on that song, man?
Right. Yeah, he said he never blasted that fast before.
That long and steady. So he was like,
so. Can you guys talk about the drumming on the album a little bit? Okay.
We can talk about everything. Just
because I thought the situation with the drumming was very unique, and I'm really excited about that.
Yeah. Luke, who is like our local guy, he plays the closer shows. He's gone out with us a lot too, but he's got another band, and so they're really busy, and he's got less time to do it. Then we've got another guy from Colorado named Todd that comes in, and he goes out with us, and it's all great, except it's just you gotta have somebody to practice with and all that stuff and to write songs. But anyway, we did have a little bit of time with Luke to do that. So Dante was like written with Luke and recorded with Luke, and then the first half.
He plays on Inferno.
Yeah, he plays
on all the Dante.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah, and Todd plays on the first half, the 5 songs. Is it 5? It's 5 songs.
Yeah, 5 songs.
Yeah.
And it's 2 different drum flavors, but it all makes sense on the album. Mike did a good job of mixing and getting everything sounding like a cohesive. Because there was a lot of time between Dante and the others.
Side,
And then when we start listening, we start doing the other side, and it's more recent, and we're getting better at what we're doing. And then you go back and listen to the old one. You got to polish it up now again to make it all
match.
It took some time to get it all matched.
But yeah, it's cool. It's great having both of them on there. I really am glad they got to be on a recording since they both have been helping us out so much. And
they both help us for
immensely.
live shows.
We haven't had to cancel any shows because of a drumming situation.
They even do a little bit of vocals on the stuff.
Yeah.
But Todd said, "Don't ask me to fucking sing and play the drums like this."
Right.
He's like, "I can't sing, man." It's like, just forget I sing. Okay.
So, like most bands, and there's so many bands out there that are looking for drummers. Do you guys think that maybe you guys have come up with something that's kind of unique and maybe made it less of a problem? Like this isn't really a problem when you have a lot of different like drumming hands in the mix here.
Well, that's for live shows. Me personally, I like to write with the drummer.
Yeah.
If the drummer's playing a beat, we can just write riffs, 5 cents a riff all day long. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But if there's no drummer, they kind of help you. I don't know.
We've
They
done
kind of help massage the parts in place.
Yeah.
Kind of like, sometimes arrangement wise, it's a lot easier with a
I do kind of like that Luke plays the songs different than Todd plays the songs.
Yeah.
For sure.
So if we're playing with Todd, we're going to be doing a lot of more intricate. It's not that Luke isn't. Luke is just, it's like apples and oranges. Luke is more like a jazzy style guy, and Todd is more of just a straight ahead, just technical, on point, and that type of guy.
Yeah.
And Luke is more of a feel, like I guess
they're both quick freaking learners. Like, we've done a good job of sorting through all this, but it's not the ideal way. It slows the work down.
Yeah.
And stuff. If
If
you had a drummer that you're getting with 2 Sundays a month.
If we had a drummer, we could be putting an album out every 6 months.
Yeah.
If we had a
right
drummer
now, especially
in this town.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, it was. I think this was the first time. Those first 5 songs. I think this may have been the first time we've ever written without a drummer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first half we never played those songs ever.
Right.
It was all like pieced together through
Played the click tracks.
Yeah, I just play guitar to a click track and then
send it to Todd, and Todd put the drums on it.
I guess we gotta preface the whole Todd thing, like how we got to know him.
Yeah.
I mean, that was through Mike.
Yeah.
I met him a long time ago.
Like mid-90s or something.
Through connection, and he's like, "Oh, I have some friends that play metal." So they're way out in this little town outside of Monette. And so I went out there, and they were like, all they had heard was like Pantera and Slayer. But they were like, you could tell these guys were hungry, I started turning on to like Napalm Death, Carcass, and like, I used to have a shit ton of black metal 7 inches. And they'd come over with tapes and be like, pick everything they wanted. I'm like, look, I'm not writing down anything. Like, if you guys want to write all that down, like, I'll tape it off, but you can write it down, And so that was probably like what, 94?
Maybe even been before that.
93 or 94.
Like that,
and so we had a band with them,
Down pressure.
Yeah. And he was a good drummer back then. His dad was a musician, so he's kind of grown up in the musician way. And
he's very disciplined.
we go to a freaking show. He had all his shit is like, I've been whittling down my shit, so I just got to worry about 3 pieces of gear. Everything else is inside of something, He's that same way. He has like small gear. It's all compartmentalized. You show up to the show, he's like, you're like, where's Todd? When the band before you is playing, you're like, okay, we need to start getting our shit.
Right.
You'll look, he'll have all his shit set up. He'll be over there on his practice pad.
Right.
Already warmed up. He's like ready to go.
Yep.
You never have to go looking for him. He's like,
he's a consummate pro.
He's a pro. And so that, we're just like, Luke is a pro, but he just hasn't done it as much.
Right.
Sometimes they'll be like, this is our last song. You're like, where's Luke? He's like, oh, he's at the bar having a beer. Like, what the hell? But he doesn't have to work, he pulls it off too, man.
Oh, yeah.
He just does it different, Everybody does it different.
And then, like, as far as Todd, like us hooking back up with him was, we were playing a show here in Joplin at a new all ages place, and Todd just happened to show up or whatever.
Yeah.
And then that's when we got to talking about needing a drummer, and then Mike's talking to Todd, and I come over there, and Mike's like, "Hey, man, Todd said he played drums with us," and I'm like, "What?" Like, "Oh, that'd be cool."
Well, let's try to get him to move back to Joplin because his kid, he goes, "Oh, my son just moved back to Joplin," And so I was like, hey, you should move back. And he's like, no. And I was like, oh, man. But then once we went to Colorado and played some shows up in Colorado, we're like, yeah, I don't think I'd go back to.
Yeah, I know.
I don't think I'd leave this either.
Right.
And everywhere we played was really cool too. You're really into it.
But he said we were talking about, look, by the end of the year, we're going to start playing with a drum machine because we're tired of it. It's been 2 years we've been trying to find a solid drummer. Since the last time close to the last time you said it was 2 years ago you interviewed us?
Yeah.
So yeah, it was around that same time.
That's when we were pretty much looking for.
Yeah. Don't jinx us again. No,
I know.
Yikes! In the other direction.
Wait a minute! I was there the night that Todd said that you would drum.
Oh yeah,
that was the Eye Creatures show. Yeah.
So
you gave me the skull patch.
Oh yeah.
He was standing next to you. That's how I met him.
Pimp Luke's band and Todd's band.
Eye Creatures.
Yes.
Luke is a
Check them
band
out.
called Eye Creatures. They're great. Todd is in Tree of Woe. They're great. He's in Hellburner and Grindscape.
Grindscape. Yeah, he sings in Grindscape.
Yeah, Cleanse the Destroyer.
Yeah, he's like every drummer. They're in 5 or 6 fucking bands.
Right.
Yeah.
But he's like, look,
Nash,
dude, he goes,
Young,
don't fucking
John
play with the drum
Morrison.
machine. He's like, I will drive from Colorado Springs to
Yeah.
Joplin just so you don't play with the drum machine.
We just might have to learn.
Because I was like, dude, I'm going to start programming a drum machine. He's like, I'm not going to let you do that. He's like, so yeah, he drives all the way from Colorado Springs, which is how far is that?
It's like 11 hours.
11-hour drive.
And then we go on.
Then
a
we
big
get in the van and go on a
12-hour
fucking 14-hour drive.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, I thought. I mean, I gotta need to man up or whatever. I thought I was doing something. Jeez. So I guess that was kind of where I was headed with the next question is all the shows that you guys have been doing. I mean, you guys have done a lot of shows in the last, year and a half. What was your favorite? I mean, I guess I already know what your favorite place was.
Yeah, that Colorado run was my favorite.
Oh, favorite, yeah, it was cool
Yeah,
up there.
it was really
It was
cool.
pretty nice. There was some scary shit. I don't recommend staying the night in Pueblo.
I've heard that.
Yeah.
Pueblo's kind of
It was
gnarly.
sketchy, man.
Yeah, man. I guess I think it's like certain areas of Pueblo or whatever, but yeah. Todd always jokes like, don't get stabbed in Pueblo. Like, that's a
Yikes.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, what?
There goes you guys' ratings.
It was the first time. It was the first time we ever left the hotel room.
Yeah.
And I'm from the crusty punk. I'm the crusty punk. I slept in some gnarly places. And this place, as soon as we pulled in, these little heads are coming up from between the cars, fucking from cars with blankets all in the windows.
Yeah.
I go, oh, these motherfuckers are living out here.
Yeah.
So they're coming up from everywhere. They're all going, who's that? Who's that? You know what I mean? I'm like, this is not good. We park. We walk to our room. Some motherfucker is like walking with his dog back and forth in front of our room trying to figure out what's going on. Then there's a guy walking with a baby. Remember that?
Like at 2 a.m.
Yeah, 2 in the morning, walking with a little toddler.
You know what Dave Chappelle said about the baby on the corner?
Yeah,
you don't want that.
Yeah.
You know?
A baby's out later than you are?
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
It's proven. That's some
And
tested shit right there.
Like the room, there was like crack or something in the fuck. Remember that?
Dude, yeah,
shit,
we didn't.
I didn't hear this.
Oh, dude.
We didn't want to touch anything in that room.
I said, turn on the air conditioner because it was hot. No one even wanted to touch it. We were like, nope. I said, don't turn it on. There's like some crack in there or
Crystals
something.
or something.
There's cigarette butts on the floor. It's supposed to be no
Oh, yeah.
smoking room.
Yeah.
And the bed,
There's
like
trash
he
in
didn't.
the
No one even
shower.
sat on the bed. Everyone's like,
Yeah, we were like,
I looked at
I was
Richie. I go,
gonna
dude,
sleep
we're
in
out
the
of here.
van.
He's like, what? I go,
That
dude,
wasn't
we
very
are not
safe
staying the
either.
night here. I was like, I won't sleep. I'll just stay up and stand guard.
Right.
Because somebody's gonna fuck with us, man.
Right. Oh, goodness.
Trash in the shower, literal trash in the shower.
Yeah.
Like a McDonald's bag.
Yeah.
We're like, oh, okay, let's get the fuck out of here.
Jeez. Okay, so we can't really go into album art, but you said you're already recording like some other projects. So, is that something you can talk about?
Yeah.
I think so.
Excuse me.
Yeah, we can talk about that. I don't know what kind of art we haven't even discussed.
I guess not
We kinda
art for
kicked it
that,
around a
but
little
just
bit.
the recording process and what it is that you're kind of. What's the plan for this project?
Doing a lot of covers right now.
That's cool.
Yeah, we're calling it the Basement Series. At least right now, anyway.
We're wanting to have tracks for like B-sides and things like that. We don't have a lot of extra material, and
Yeah.
try to
Or
get
old
things
songs
like
that have him singing and
Right.
the other drummer, the new drummer,
Mhm.
so that when we play a song, it's not from the lineup from 5 years ago.
Right.
It's
Yeah,
the new
yeah.
lineup, you know.
And we're tired of them making so much money because we make so much.
Those other guys getting all these royalties.
But no, I thought people need to hear what the new lineup sounds like, you know. So it's kind of like a demo-ish, like Garage Days type of thing, where all the songs are stripped down. It's supposed to be like
It's
you're
kind of like our live
at one of our
set.
practices. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
kind of like
I mean, we thought and we thought it'd be cool to release something fresh between now and when the
album comes
new
out.
album.
Yeah, because we can just release these digitally, and it's not like a
Yeah.
huge deal to
Right.
get packaged together and all
Right.
that stuff.
Yeah, we're doing some covers. Like we're covering Godflesh. We're doing a mashup of Black Sabbath, Frank Zappa.
That
Yeah.
sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
yeah, it's like that.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool.
What else? We're gonna do a Twisted Sister song.
Yeah.
Twisted Sister song.
Are we still doing the Cathedral Soul Sacrifice?
Dude, I want to do
Yeah,
that.
I'd like to do that. Yeah.
That'd be awesome. I want to.
We thought about doing the Godzilla theme too,
Yeah.
but that might take some work.
That could be
Yeah.
the intro to Soul Sacrifice
the Godzilla.
because that's
that would make
only
sense,
like a
actually.
2.5 minute long song.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
So
More
what's,
disco.
I'm sorry.
We need more disco.
Yeah.
Oh yes,
We've
of
we've
course.
changed- we've changed our stance on disco.
Yeah, now we really like
Just want to make sure I heard that correctly. Of course, more disco.
breaking news.
So I guess with the recording and getting ready to put out an album, and you guys have a lot going on, and in your private lives, I'm sure there's shows you want to see on your own of bands that you want to see or have dreamed to see.
Yeah.
We were on hold for like 2 years with shows. What bands are you trying to see yourselves and or have seen recently or really hope to see?
I've seen a lot this year.
Yeah. I kind of.
Saw Melvin's last
Yeah.
week and saw Iron
Iron
Maiden
Maiden.
the week before that.
Yep.
Really want to hit the in December's Carcass and Cattle Decapitation and Obituary and Amon Mars.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
I really want to go to that show. That's
Me
one I
too.
really
There's so
wanna see.
many around that you have to whittle it down because you just can't afford it, and there's not even enough time in the day or in the
Right.
week to do that.
I mean, I want to see Judas Priest and Queensryche in November.
Oh, that would be a big one though. Yeah.
And Smashing Pumpkins and Jane's Addiction. Like, I'm just kind of like, yeah, maybe. But then my kids, like, they really want to go, and I was like, it might be kind of cool. And then Smashing Pumpkins just released a new song, and I'm like, it's kind of good. It's got this cool riff in it, and that's like surprisingly good. So, yeah.
No, when we saw Femme Kuti,
Yes.
or Kutai,
Yeah, that was badass.
Kid Cudi's dad.
Well, we gotta have can't go an interview without talking about Kid Cudi now. That's definitely my speed for sure. But yeah, no, all jokes aside, fake news. Yeah, that was a good show. And all right, so what about hobbies? I haven't really talked to you guys ever about your own hobbies.
I hate to say music's my hobby. I don't want to look at it that way, but that's pretty much it, though. I mean, it's music, and then I work, and then my family life. I mean, that's pretty much all I would want to do.
I think music. I mean, unless we're getting paid millions of dollars to do it, then music is definitely a great hobby.
It gets relegated
It's
to that, I guess. I mean, if it's not your day job, I suppose
Excuse
that's
me.
what it is. But
Right.
yeah, honestly, I don't do much outside of those three.
We're
What about you
mostly
guys?
doing music, recording. I used to paint, but I don't have time for that anymore.
Pain takes forever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as I'm looking around, there's a lot of paintings.
Right.
You've done most of them. It looks like.
Eric Sweet, he's done some too.
Okay.
All those back there, Eric Sweet.
Okay.
He does our album covers and stuff.
Right.
The other day, me and him counted up that I did that one.
I was gonna say I love it. I couldn't stop looking
Yeah,
at
oh,
it
that's
when
cool.
I was
This one? Yeah, I
sitting
like
there.
that a lot.
But we counted up the other day. He's done 13 projects with me, album covers.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
We're like, dude, you realize you've done 13 covers for and one of the bands I've been in, you know?
Wow.
So
like,
the
"Damn."
last album cover for Necro Eclosion, he did that.
Yeah.
And that was his painting that
Back
was in
behind
his
us.
studio, right?
Yeah, it's right
It was
there.
outside. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. It was
Um,
right outside our. I don't know
Oh,
why it was in
yeah.
the hallway. Why was
Yeah,
it in the
I don't
hallway?
know. I don't know. But yeah, it was sitting out there. Oh, was it because it was at Blackthorn forever? I think-
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Eric came to town and it was hanging up in a local business that got sold,
Mhm.
but they kept it hanging up. And the business owner told him, "This belongs to Eric Sweet. And if he comes to get it, you got to give it to him." Right. So I told him, Roger doesn't own that place anymore, but the people that owned it were super cool, local musicians. So we went down there and Eric got it, but he didn't want to take it home. What he does to me is he like gives me stuff and he'll say, "Here, hang on to this for me." So he doesn't really give it to me. I got to take care of it, or else I'll fucking take it back. You know? But then he'll grab something and go and bring me something and grab that, and then he'll work on it. You know, and like one time for my birthday, I don't know where that one is. Oh, that skeleton, that one over there is a skeleton.
Oh, okay.
And it was totally different. And he said, "Happy birthday." And then one time he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna take this home with me. Is that okay?" I was like, "Yeah." And then he brought it back like a couple years later. He was like, "Hey, check it out." And it was totally different, really cool. And I was like, "Yeah, cool."
That's cool.
Nice.
Yeah. So
So
let's kind of watch stuff for him, basically. You know.
so he did the so yeah. So was there any other bands that you were in that his artwork surfaced?
Yeah, like pretty much every band I've been in.
So and I heard, I mean, I've recently, because of Earl, I've heard of
Oh.
Squirm.
There it is.
So now that's something that's in my head. It's like
Yeah.
kind of moving around in my head a bit. Is there any way to listen to Squirm?
Working on that because there's a town that's next, like an hour away, and anytime we play up there, somebody brings it up. So I'm like, well, I need to put that on Bandcamp. You know.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
Well,
I've
I'll
got
look
a
forward to
whole
that.
4-track in there. I just got it. The tape I used was going whoosh. So I got to find a better tape.
Nice.
Yeah, we just had cassettes. We never put out a CD. We didn't know what the hell we were doing. We wrote songs like crazy. We had like 60 songs. You know.
That's a lot of
Yeah.
songs.
Well,
Our last show was 2 like 1-hour sets. It was nuts. Like
Jeez.
it was insane.
Wow.
All
The
right.
song on Your Fault's a Squirm cover.
Oh, yeah, Dead Peace.
Which one? Dead Peace.
Dead
Oh yeah,
Peace.
Dead
Oh,
Peace.
okay.
Yeah, that's
Dead-
one.
Dead
That's a
Peace
Squirm
song's a
song.
Squirm
Okay,
That's a
cool.
Squirm song.
I'll definitely listen to that later. I'll play that after this interview on the
Yeah.
show.
Okay.
Plus, I definitely would want to play some of Todd's bands. I haven't had a
Oh,
chance.
yeah.
Of course, Eye Creatures I play usually every week,
Yeah.
so I'm very familiar.
Nice. All right.
So all right, like with you, it kind of seems like, well, you have one show coming up that's got a lot of attention right now,
Yeah.
and it's pretty
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah.
So that is the Metal Devastation Fest, and that is in Tennessee.
Right.
And I have definitely seen quite a bit about it lately. So what is going on with that right now? They're still going to have it. They haven't managed to.
They haven't been ran off yet.
Good.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Apparently, the local community there, it's in the Bible Belt. You know, like this whole area is really, but I guess it's very strong there. The Christian church influence over local politics and all that stuff. And when they found out that the festival was going to be there, and then I guess, I don't know who specifically started listening to some of the bands playing and looking up the lyrics and stuff, and so they started raising a big stink online, you know, Facebook, and so, you know, social media or whatever. And
I'm surprised they know how to use the computer.
and then like the local media got a hold of it, and then they did interviews with TV stations and stuff, and they were interviewing other people in the community, and pretty much everybody else in the community that they talked to were like, this place could use the economic boost, and you know, and I heard somebody say something like they could use a little more variety in their lives, you know, talking about the people not wanting the fest to happen. So yeah, it's been kind of weird.
Yeah, they were talking about people. one guy's like, I used to be involved in the scene, and you pretty much have to perform a satanic ritual to get into the show.
Yeah.
I'm like, I've been doing this shit since like '87. I've never seen anything like that.
Right.
Nothing that even comes close.
Yeah, like it's like this folklore that
Unless
gets spread.
Giving a guy $5 bills as a satanic ritual.
Money is the devil, friends.
Ew.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's the root of all evil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh goodness. Yeah, so when is the date for that? That's coming up pretty soon.
October 8th.
Yeah.
October 8th.
On Saturday.
Nice.
We're playing a show on the way there too in
Yeah.
Little Rock.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Just north of Little Rock.
Are these our last 2 shows of the year?
For the year, yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was heading with that.
Then
Is
we're off
that
to Hawaii for our vacation.
We're doing the Greg Brady tour. We go to the beach he got hurt on.
Beach, you get.
Pay our respects.
Oh goodness. So it doesn't sound like there's any true upcoming plans for tours or touring or anything like that.
We kind of want to we want to nail down the drummer situation so that we can, because the hardest thing we didn't mention, like, it's hard to write songs, but it's also hard to change your set list when you don't get to practice all the time with your drummer.
Yeah, that makes it.
And we've been playing the same set for close to about a year.
And I don't want to be playing the same set list when we have a new album out when we're not playing like new songs.
We want to play
but
some different songs than we've been playing. Like we want a whole new set list.
Yeah, completely. Yeah.
And it's not a big deal with Todd. We can send him learn this, and he will learn it.
But we won't be as tight without a drummer unless maybe we could figure out how to practice to.
I mean, we used to practice once or twice a week. Now we haven't practiced. We don't practice unless Todd comes early.
Yeah, we just don't practice.
We just go to the show. Usually the first show is our first practice.
We've just played that set list so many times that it's in our brains. So it's like muscle memory.
Right.
But yeah, like you
but
said,
we don't want to keep
album.
playing the same set.
Yeah, we got to start playing some of the new album.
Yeah. We'll start doing acapella.
You got to hear acapella
all the time.
Yeah. When you're cutting vocals, it's like.
Yeah, that's right. That probably. Oh gosh. Yeah, you probably didn't. Yeah, that sounded weird.
It's definitely sounded like home.
That's hilarious.
So, all right. With the Halloween coming up, this has been something I've been thinking about lately because I had a passenger that was like needed to go to the store really bad. They were like, I need this specific candy. And they go in and they can't find it. So is there any specific Halloween candy with Halloween coming up that you have to have, or like it's just one of those things that if you were out trick-or-treating yourself, or if you're raiding your kids' bags, like what do you need to find?
Anything Reese's.
Yes, a Reese's peanut butter pumpkin.
Yes.
Anything.
Yeah.
Like the pumpkins, the eggs, man.
The pumpkins, the eggs, the trees, the footballs.
I was like, why do those taste so much better? I was talking about that at work. I said, why do these taste so much better? And they're like, they're more fresh, man. They're seasonal. I was like,
that and there's more peanut butter. The ratio has to be more peanut butter than chocolate.
Yeah.
The ratio's different.
Too
But then
much.
if you buy that jar of peanut butter, it doesn't taste
like
that shit. You know?
Well, we'll tell you something. If you just get chocolate ice cream and you put in natural, like Smucker's natural peanut butter, you're gonna get as close to it as possible.
Yeah,
that's my thing.
Like
Yep, that's my dessert, which
I
I don't have very often.
we when we play South, we go to this place called Buc-ee's.
Buc-ee's.
And they have these things. They're like, it's chocolate, and then it has like
the brownie thing or whatever.
No, they're called a overbite.
Oh, the
It's like
overbite.
oh
yeah,
my
that
God.
was good.
They got
That blows
that
Reese's
is like
out of the water.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, don't let me near it.
Buc-ee's.
Okay, so this is the debate. It's either Buc-ee's or
It's not
Busey's.
either.
Buc-ee's.
We're
Okay.
just being.
What is it?
We're just being. It's Buc-ee's.
Oh.
Buc-ee's.
Yeah.
He saw a video where this lady's like, "Are you excited, kid? It's our first trip to Busey's." And the kids are like, "But dude, that place is like it's like a freaking Walmart truck stop."
It's like Silver Dollar City meets Walmart with none of the rides, and the gas pumps didn't work.
Okay, so just in case people don't
But they
know what
usually
Silver Dollar
Oh,
City
yeah,
is,
that's
it's a
right.
place in Branson.
Yeah, I guess I forget.
World's fun.
And that's local too.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
It's like a craft theme park.
yeah. It's like if
That's why they make their
Joanne's.
own beef
It's like
jerky
Joanne's
there.
on acid.
Carving wood for you,
Yeah.
blowing some glass.
Like if you take,
You're riding this roller coaster.
yeah.
Get on that Ferris wheel over here.
It's like Daniel Boone meets Joanne's meets
There's a
circus.
train ride that gets robbed.
And you got to have kettle corn, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
It's a great
Okay.
smelling
Okay.
place because the foods they cook smell good, but you can't ever afford them. So I just always smell.
But the guys that rob
Smell
the
for
train,
free.
Yeah.
I've always wanted. There's like some cowboys that rob the train that you ride.
Mhm.
They ride it up in the woods. They're like, freeze, get your money out. I've always wanted to be the guy that like took it way serious and be like, what are you guys doing? Give them your stuff, man. They're gonna fucking kill us. And everyone's like, what the hell's wrong with this guy?
What's wrong with
They're
it?
gonna kill us. What are you doing? I start grabbing people. Give me your stuff, man.
Sorry.
Take off your clothes.
Take off your clothes.
Like, call the cops.
So basically, Mike is starting a naked riot in Silver Dollar City.
Silver Dollar City.
Silver Dollar City.
I'm out in the woods. It'll take the cops forever to get out there.
Jesus.
Rob one of the guys' horse. Because then when you get naked, that's when people freak out.
I can imagine.
You know? Even the cops. Like, you see videos of the cops and they'll be like beating the shit out of some guy. But if the guy's naked, they're all standing back and they're all like, get out, get out. Like, nobody wants to touch you. You got the clothes on.
Oh, weird.
Like, that is
Oh
weird.
gosh, place I was working, security chased this person out, and they got him down on the ground. The person started pissing to get them to let go. They didn't. They sat there and held on to him, but they're just peeing all over.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I was like, dude,
That's
that's
like
gonna.
your final defense.
It's like
Well, you bastard. I'm gonna
It's not blue ink, but it's pee.
Yeah.
It's just as bad.
like a possum. They secrete
Yeah.
weird fluid. It's
Oh,
just, I'm a possum and a squid mixed together.
Ooh, we need to write a song about that creature.
possum that leaks oil out of his
A possum
butthole.
and a squid.
I was gonna say, as long as you're not gonna sing a song about armadillos, that's
Awesome
mine.
squid. Okay.
It's off
We
limits.
probably won't write a song about the possum squid.
No.
Damn it.
Mm. All right. Well, is there anything else anyone wants to add? You know,
How can we add to that?
I know.
Well, can we talk about the subjects of the new songs? Have
Yeah.
you told that?
Yeah, we can.
Like one's about Andy. Well, can you say that without getting in trouble?
I think so. Maybe not the title.
Not the title.
It's
But
Oh,
about
yeah.
HE.
the
Yeah, it's about I won't use his name, but it rhymes with Bandy Biffith. And-
Andy.
But it's about this small town that he is the sheriff of.
And if you're a fan of that show, you know you're like, how does he stay sane?
Yeah, because
He
everybody
has
there's an
idiots
idiot.
all fucking around him.
Idiot.
You know,
And
around
the only
him.
reason why they're not all dead is because he keeps his cool. And this song's about the time he can't
The
keep
one
his,
day he just
he
loses
can't
it.
keep his cool
And
anymore.
he kills everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except Opie. Opie was at a friend's house in Mount Pilot. Oh, I mean, whatever the name of the kid was on this particular show.
This particular.
Yeah.
His name rhymes with dopey.
Yeah.
And then there's a song about Bigfoot. Or it's going to be an ongoing story, I think, because the story's
Yeah.
so long.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So this song is actually like Star Wars. It's like the chapter 4 of the story. And there'll be
Yeah.
more to come.
But it'll be
More to
knows
come.
when in the chronology.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Because I got the idea that this turned into this big long thing. And then Travis is like, are you talking about a whole album? He's like, you can't fit this in one song. There's too much shit going on for one song. I
Travis
was like,
had to edit it.
yeah, he's like,
Hey.
what's the break song? Too
Yeah.
much stuff, man.
We do a encrusted cover as well.
Oh yeah, another one of my old bands, Encrusted.
Yeah.
Oh,
We
yeah.
do an old Encrusted song.
Richie wrote a song about depression.
Yay.
It's kind of good. It's a different
Yeah,
different
it's kinda
a different direction
It's
for
kinda
Gravehuffer
different, yeah.
too. We all actually took a song.
Yeah,
wrote-
yeah. I
wrote
mean,
a
it's kind of
song.
we all kind of wrote like our solo song.
Yeah,
So, you know,
we're
it's
gonna
kinda
release
weird.
them where we're gonna look like Kiss. That's gonna be our solo albums like Kiss did.
Yeah.
And not only Kiss did that, but Melvin's did it too.
Yeah, so
yeah.
we have 2 bands suing us.
Yeah. It's never enough unless you have 2 bands suing you at once.
Yeah.
Well, Travis's song is just like, you know,
Stupid.
God. That's just
It's
like,
fan supportive.
Stupid enough to kick off the album.
That's right.
Well, yeah, you got yours is about a guy that
It's just
is
about
tired of working for nothing.
Yeah, he's tired of being taken advantage of, and he's got all these people that rely on him, and he's doing his best, but like the game isn't weighted in his favor at all.
Fucking cocksucker.
Is that where that comes from?
What else was there?
I hate you.
Yeah,
I think we covered it all.
I hate you. What's the second song?
That's the one about that.
That's the
Guy,
Okay.
Dopey and Bandy Bayberry.
And then the third one is
is Bigfoot.
And then
Richie's.
the fourth one
And
is
the
yours.
bummer one.
And then the
And
cover.
then the cover. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's the mastering guy that we sent it to. He masters all of our stuff, and he's used to be in Initial Detonation with us back in the day, and so he's like been listening to us forever. And when we sent him this new album, I've just been like thinking, oh shit, they're gonna be, what are you guys doing?
Right. Yeah.
What is this?
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
But he was freaking blown away. He was like, I can see like this is where you guys are headed. Like he was like blowing up his phone
Oh yeah.
because he goes, "Oh, I got a bunch of notes from Gary." So right there, that told me, "Oh man, I'm going to have to fix a bunch of stuff," because I make the mix and I send it to the mastering, and most of the time they go, "Oh, you need to fix this, 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 and this."
Right.
Then you fix it and you send it back, and I'm like, "Okay, well we'll deal with the rest of it." With the last album, he said everything's good. We're like, "Hey, is this going to be okay?" He's like, "Yeah, everything's fine." So when I send it in this time, I go, "Man, he's probably going to be like, why does this song sound totally different than this song?" Like,
right.
I figured he'd be picking it apart and didn't like it, but
Yeah.
Richie was like, "Dude, you should see what the mastering guy is saying about your the album, the mix,
production, yeah, the mix."
Because at first we had it, all this keyboard shit, all this shit's going on in the background, and Earl, that guy you were talking about earlier, he has these really badass like Klipsch home speakers. They're old school, like from the 80s, I think. And I went to his house. I had to mix. I go, "Hey, I don't hear this on your home stereo," you know. And he just walked up to his and cranked it up. He's like, "Let's sit down." I was like, "Dude, I wouldn't." And but it started. It was so loud you couldn't even hardly talk.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's just sitting there with his eyes closed. I couldn't tell him anything. I was like, "I wouldn't turn my stereo up like this." And it was so loud that I could hear like into it, and I could hear all this mumbling and stuff that was crowding it. So I like went. There's like keyboard parts that Travis did, keyboard parts that I did. I just took them out. I'm like, "You're out, you're out, you're out." And then it totally made the mix like way better. So there were like less is more sometimes,
Right.
but it's nice to be able to put a little bit more and then take it out.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
It's kind of like cooking, but I'll put too much salt. Suck it out somehow, you know.
Oh, it's too much hot sauce.
But yeah, Gary's like, "Dude, you can just keep turning this up louder and louder and louder," and he's like, it just gets more full.
Right.
It doesn't get really loud and hurt your ears, you know.
Yeah, that's what he was saying. Like, he goes, "Man, it's nice this album doesn't give you ear fatigue. You know, you don't like, because sometimes you listen to extreme music, that just kind of, you know, you gotta shake it off a little bit. But at least you could just keep, like Michael's saying, just keep turning this thing up, and it just keeps getting more full."
It's definitely headphones. If you got good headphones,
for sure.
fucking put the headphones on, because you're going to hear, like, especially in Purgatory, it's like insane the amount of
tracks that went into that.
Yeah.
It was so much shit that my computer wouldn't even play once it got to Purgatory, it started going. So I'm like, fuck! And I like had to mix Purgatory all the way down to a stereo track.
Yeah. Just so it would play.
And now it plays, but it started freaking out too, because I mean, that's probably the biggest session we've ever had.
Oh, easy.
It's like 30 or 40 tracks of shit. You know?
Yeah, we had people sending screams from all over the place for Purgatory, and that was a lot of fun. Which I mean,
Crimson V is on there.
Yeah.
Oh, you screamed on there too?
I did.
Yeah. Yeah. I think there's a couple.
Richie was like, he's like, damn, that just scared the hell out of me.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know.
Like
When I
the
first
blood
played it, I was
curdling?
like, yeah.
I just went straight. It just didn't do anything but just go straight up. Like,
Oh, yeah,
I just screamed. And
it
I
sounded,
was like,
sounded
damn.
legit.
It did. It was,
And she didn't warn her son that she was doing
Oh,
it.
is that
And
the
so
one that
he
freaked
came,
out?
So he came
Yeah, I know the
running
one
into
you're
the
talking
room.
Because when we were putting it on the computer, I said, God damn. And he said, yeah, she's scared to, like, he said your husband at the time. He goes, yeah, she's scared the shit out of her husband. Because he didn't know she was recording this. She thought she was being murdered or something.
Like,
Aiden got mad at me. Yeah,
It
definitely.
was high. It sounded like a horror movie.
yeah.
It was like,
Maybe it scared him so bad it scared.
Yeah, he turned. I thought we were gonna fight because he was like, "You didn't even warn me," and I was like, "I'm sorry." I was like, "I guess that was kind of insensitive." Just like scream. He had his back to me, and I just screamed.
oh yeah, it probably scared the shit out of him. His heart was going 1,000 miles an hour.
Like,
Adrenaline for like another 30 seconds.
right.
God damn.
Yeah, I had somebody else that sent in some screams, and she said her husband was kind of reacting.
Gotcha.
A similar way.
That's what he
Like,
thinks.
Yeah, I
Oh,
was
is that
like,
what
not
it
my
is?
what the hell's
husband.
going on in there?
Have one of those. Travis does that. Woo.
Did Travis tell you that when we're on the road, he sleeps with Richie now? The last time I was like, I'm so used to like, we always just like throw first, like when you stay in a hotel, fucking get rid of the bedspread. You know what I mean? That's gnarly.
Don't
So
know
there's
what's
always
on
two
that.
sheets or a blanket and a sheet. He always just wants a sheet. So we just each grab what we want and then we camp out on the bed. And Todd, when he first started staying with us in the hotel, he didn't want to sleep with Richie. So we were like, oh, okay. And so he was like, yeah, I'm not going to sleep. We thought, he likes his space, That's fine. So, but he was sleeping on the floor. And then you got to get up and play drums, the next day. So it's like, so the next day we're like, hey, man, just sleep with Richie, dude. No one's going to think you're a weirdo. We're just going to fucking sleep.
We got our own covers.
And yeah, we got our own covers. Hang one foot off the side.
Joni and Chachi. I tell you, it's got to be the Joni and Chachi.
Wear your leather coat. But so we're like, he goes, no. It's like, so then we kind of thought, okay, he really doesn't want to, But then he goes, we're sitting there for a few minutes, and he goes, reason I don't want to is I'm a hugger. It's like, you wake up in the middle of the night, I'll be hugging you. He's like, or spooning you. He goes, that would be really awkward. So we're like, okay. We get it.
Enough said.
Right. That's cool.
God likes to cuddle.
So now he
That's
brings
sweet.
a cot, dude. He just brings a cot.
He packs a lot of stuff in a really compact way.
Yeah.
He
Yes, he does.
He knows how to use
Like
space.
someone from Colorado. I mean, if you
Yeah,
think about
exactly.
it.
Right. Yeah. That makes sense. I
He's
never
just
thought about it
adapted
that
to
way.
the area.
Yeah. It's funny.
Yeah, but we've talked to a few different drummers, but it doesn't pan out. And I just thought if we could get a drummer to follow him around with us and be like, this is exactly what we're looking for. Just be on point, be on your game.
Yeah.
But it seems like we can't, the people that we find, like, we've been doing this a long time. If we're D&D characters, we'd be like level 10 or level 12.
Right.
You know what I mean?
We keep finding.
We keep finding these level 1
Yeah.
beef. Or level 1, like, yeah, I could do that. And then they're like, as soon as they start dipping into the pool, they're like, yeah, I can't do this.
Right.
And so we're just like, dude, we can help. We're just like, if you learn the D beat, if you can play a D beat, you won't have to blast beat, you won't have to do double bass, just D beat out,
Right.
They can do it.
Yeah.
That's what Luke did. When Luke learned that beat, and he was like, yeah, that beat's awesome.
Right. Plays it on awesome.
But one of my friends said the other day, I go, we need to find somebody that we get to learn the D beat, and everything will be okay. He goes, no, you don't need to find a drummer that needs to learn the D beat. You need to find a drummer that already fucking plays the D beat.
Right.
So that's what you fucking need.
Yeah.
But
Somebody's already knows
can't
it.
find them, man. No one
Yeah.
plays it anymore.
Yep. That's true.
And we
There's
get
lots
sound
of
man at
good
the show.
instruction videos.
Right.
I've seen them.
Mike, every time we play with
Like,
somebody, Mike's like, hey, here's this video.
Yeah, there's actually a couple of good ones on YouTube. So yeah. Hopefully they watch
drummers out
whoever
there,
they
learn
are.
your DB. We need a fucking drummer, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bad.
Sure.
All right. Well, thank you guys for talking to me today.
Thanks for having us.
Yes, of course,
Kinda
as always.
Hogged the airwaves.
All right. Well, everyone have a great day, and we'll talk soon.
All right. Thanks.